What's going on, guys? Not even sure if I'm live yet, but there we go. How's everyone doing? What's going on, guys? Just making sure I know I'm live. Cool. So, Arsenal have just bottled it. That just happened. They just drew another game after being 2-0 up. And now Man City they're only 1 point ahead of Man City, I believe. Let me just check the table here. Actually, I guess I can do it on screen. Why is my chat disabled? Oh, I know why. Hey Nelson, hey Emil, hey Fire Whiskey, hey Hitesh. How you guys doing? I'm just gonna fix my chat for a second, okay, so you guys can see it on screen as well. Okay, there we go. Cool. I don't know how to say your name. I'm gonna say Mahia. I'm gonna go with that. Do I have a Cunha? Where? Oh, okay. I can fix that. Let's see who's the right back. Williams. Yeah, so let's talk about Arsenal, right? We got 30 minutes to go before our game starts. And I feel like Arsenal have just bottled it. And as sad as I am by that, I'm mainly sad because maybe Gary Neville was right the whole time. Like the whole season on the overlap and everywhere else, he was like, no, Man City are just going to do it. And Arsenal were looking like they were unbeatable. So, I mean, I hate that Gary Neville is right about this because I honestly, like, City's going to win three in a row. And, yeah. You can call me Andy. My name is Andy. Thanks for asking, Hitesh. Yeah, I that's what I feel, right? Like the reason why I want to discuss Arsenal is because look at how difficult it is to win the Premier League now. Right? A single 2 weeks and two draws like against Liverpool and West Ham. Okay, the West Ham one was kind of crap. It just how can we compete? Like even if we get 2 or 3 players that we're looking for next season, how are we going to compete at the highest level? There's no way. Like we're at least 2 seasons away from competing for the title and maybe a 3rd season away from actually trying to win it, because that's how long it took Arsenal, and we're no different. Like we have a terrible club, right? Behind the manager, we have terrible in terms of staff, in terms of the recruitment, the medical staff, everything else. I think basically Chinmoy, Arsenal have to win at the Etihad if they want to win the league. That's it. It's a do or die for them, and the only way they can make it happen is by winning at the Etihad. Like that's pretty much it. But what do you guys think, by the way? Like looking at the amount of pressure on Arsenal, because I was watching the last 15 minutes of that game, and Arsenal gave me the Man U feeling on a bad game, seemed overly confident after the 2 goals. Probably. I didn't catch the whole game. I saw the last 20 minutes or so. And I have to say, it's squeaky bum time for them, right? Like this is the tail end of the season. How many games do we have left here? Let me just pull up the Premier League table. They have 7 games left, and they're 4 points ahead, right? And who do Man City play next? They have Brighton. Okay, so the next league game for Man City is Arsenal. And then there's Fulham, West Ham, Leeds, Everton, Chelsea, Brentford. So every single game for City looks like a winnable one. And let's see Arsenal's games. They're playing Southampton and then City. So they will be kind of 2 games ahead of City before City play their next game in the Premier League. And then they have Chelsea, Newcastle, and Brighton. Man, this is... I don't think Arsenal's going to win this. Like, okay, Chelsea's not the hardest game. But obviously they have to beat City. They have to beat Newcastle at Newcastle. And then they have to beat Brighton at home, which is not an easy task. Last 2 games they'll probably win. So basically they have to rely on beating City and potentially City dropping more points till the end of the season. And that's insane. How Pep made the City team so monstrous. They're dominant and almost the best team in Europe. Well, Pep is arguably the best coach of the modern era, but he has a very specific style of play, right? We've talked about his style of play on certain games, and he needs players to be almost cookie cutter to the way that he wants, right? If you don't get him a player that can play his system and be very good in that system, then he's just going to look like crap, right? Both the player and Pep's team. So he's had basically a blank checkbook, and he's had all the tools that he needs to implement his playstyle. So that's why Pep has been so successful, right? Like I feel like if he was working in a Klopp type of situation where, you know, he basically doesn't get any money, doesn't get any backing, he has to get the team over the line purely based on passion and getting more out of the players than it's already there, I think he would struggle. And that's just my honest opinion. And that's why Pep has been very careful about which clubs he goes and manages, right? He went from Barcelona, where he had arguably the best youth players to come through. He had Messi in his prime. He had Xavi and Iniesta in their prime. And then he went to Bayern, where Bayern were dominating that league for a while, and he couldn't win the Champions League with them. And then now he's at Man City, where obviously, you know, Abu Dhabi is spending a lot of money on him, and he's won the league, but he hasn't been able to win the Champions League. So, yeah, I agree, Fire Whiskey. I think City winning the treble would be the worst thing, and looks like, honestly, in the Champions League too, they seem to be the best team in the Champions League as well right now. So, honestly, as United fans, we have to hope that that Arsenal win the league, as weird as that sounds. And I hope that's what will happen. Liu says, I'm from Malaysia. Love your work. Keep it up. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Joao Sebastio says, hi, Footy with an edge. I was waiting for the entire time. Appreciate it, mate. Where are you watching from? If you want to let us know in the chat. What's my prediction for this game? Honestly, even with Maguire and Lindelof. By the way, let's talk about the team sheet a little bit, because I see that Dallow's on at left back, and I don't think there's an injury to Malacia. So are you guys thinking, let's see. Yeah, there's no injury to Malacia. He's not even in the squad. So is this Ten Hag punishing Malacia for the mistake he made last week? I'm not really sure. Or is this perhaps a longer punishment, even, to have Dallo play at left back, and then, you know, we'll play Dallo at left back against Sevilla as well, away from home. So what do you guys think about that? Any thoughts on Malacia being dropped and Dallo being put on at left back? Oh, he has an injury? Very interesting. Do we have any Chelsea fans in the chat? Just curious. Because I know, what's your opinion on goalkeeper and defenders back up in next season? Excuse me. So, I think for next season, well, glad you guys could join me. Mihir and Emil. Chinmoy says he's kind of a Chelsea fan. Thoughts on goalkeeper and defenders backup in next season? I would say I don't think we need a goalkeeper. Like maybe a second choice goalkeeper, right? Because I think Jack Butland is third choice, or maybe Tom Heaton is third choice. I can't remember. We probably need a second choice goalkeeper. Someone who can play like that Sergio Romero type of role. I don't think we need to, because I feel like goalkeepers are third or fourth problem or fifth problem in the squad. And trying to sell De Gea and get a number one and have that uncertainty in that first season, because look, it's the Man United shirt, man. It weighs heavy, right? We've seen that. We've seen great players come to this club and really struggle under pressure, and that pressure is 10x'd when you're playing in goal for Man United. So all of these amazing goalkeepers like David Raya, Robert Sanchez, who's the guy, Diogo Costa, I think his name is, the guy who plays in Portugal. If we get any of these guys, they're gonna take a full season just to acclimate to the fact that, oh my god, I'm playing for United. There's almost 8 billion people watching me every week. Any mistake I make gets, analyzed. And De Gea dealt with that problem too. So I feel like we should keep De Gea. He's improving with his feet. Let's not worry about the goalkeeper. And then if we're talking about defenders, I think I've addressed the right back situation one or two videos ago. I think we have two very good right backs that offer us two very different things. And arguably, both of them are not amazing going forward, like you'd want from modern right backs, but I feel like we've got enough there. So I don't think right back needs to be addressed either. Center back is a different issue, because I feel like we do need a right-sided center back, because Varane is injury prone. And one of Lindelof or Maguire are probably going to leave. So then we still need that fourth center back to compete for those spots. And I feel like a right center back is needed. People are talking about Kim Min-jae from Napoli. But, dude, this guy is going to win the league at Napoli this year. And potentially win the Champions League too. Even if he costs 40 million, why do you think he would come and play backup center back for us? Right? If he comes, he's going to want to play a starting position. So, yeah, I think that's my thoughts. Obviously, I don't think we need a left back. Tellez is going to come back. Bailly's going to come back. I think Brandon Williams, I don't know if he's still here or he's on loan. I don't even know. But I feel like we need to sell a lot of the deadwood. Like, I think Phil Jones's contract is up, I believe. So, he's going to go. We have Brandon Williams, who needs to be sold. We have Eric Bailly, who needs to be sold. We have Alex Telles that needs to be sold. Yeah, Greg makes a good point that we need a young goalkeeper to slowly take over De Gea. Someone who's maybe like 19, 20, 21, right? I think Chelsea got that guy, Gabriel Slolina, the American guy, who's like 18, 19. And like that's the type of profile we probably need. Harry Sutar, no way. I'm not going for another slab head from Leicester, dude. I've learned from my first mistake. There's no way we're going back for another Leicester center back who's tall and got a big forehead. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Yeah, Lafont is a good shout, Rishi. Lafont is definitely a good shout. Like what's his profile exactly? Here, let me have transfer marked open here. Lafont. I think this guy's like pretty tall too, right? Like 6'5" or something. His market value is 20 mil and he's out of contract. He's got 1 year left on his contract, basically. He's pretty good. He's 24. And I also know that he's a decently good profile of goalkeeper. So I don't know if he would want to come play backup at United, because in my opinion, he can probably be a first choice goalkeeper for, you know, a bottom of the Premier League type club, right? Like bottom half of the Premier League. So interesting shout. It's just a question of whether he would want to come and play backup. And I guess the better question for you guys is, how many years do you think De Gea has left in him? Let's see. De Gea. De Gea is 32, and goalkeepers generally play till they're 35, 36. At least, right? Like I think Van der Sar played till he was 40 probably. So Fire Whiskey says 5 to 6 years. Yeah, he probably has that in him. I don't know if those 5 to 6 years will be at the top level. I agree with 2 years. I would say probably like 3 years at the minimum, right? So when you have someone like Lafont coming in at 24, is he going to be okay waiting for 3 years and then be first choice? I think that's a bit much. I feel like we need someone who's a little bit younger. A little bit younger, you know, maybe someone who's 20 years old, so that by the time they are 23, 24, they can start taking over De Gea. Declan Rice, stay away, man. I don't want another, you know, plain English CDM to come and play for us. We already have, or I should say, plain British CDM to come play for us. We already tried that with McTominay. Not saying that Rice is the quality of McTominay, but I would much rather go for a more dynamic player, because we already have Casemiro as a CDM. We need someone to play next to him in an 8. I already did that video about Orkun Kokcu. Go check that out. Yeah, no Rice, please. Exactly. Yeah, Rishi, you might be right. I mean, I'm just hypothesizing based on how I feel about, like, Lafont has a decently high profile. Like he's usually in like the team of the weeks in Ligue 1 and stuff like that. So Kokju is fire. I agree. But it's a matter of whether he wants to come and sit on the bench for 2 years, because 2 years or 3 years, because we know that De Gea is going to be first choice. We know that De Gea is going to pull off ridiculous saves that make us feel like he should never be dropped. And who knows, like De Gea could want to extend his career, might want to play till 36, 37, 38, and then what happens, right? Bella Kotchap, Lavia, and Ward-Prowse. I think Lavia is from, they purchased him from Man City, right? So I think they have a buyback clause on him, or at least, I don't know exactly what it's called, but I think they have the right of first refusal. So if someone wants to come in with a transfer fee, they can supersede that, like pay a bit more and get him back. Wait, they sold him for 12 mil? That's a good price. His contract's till 2027. Yeah, I like Lavia. Lavia's a good shout. If he wants to come to United and we can get him for a decent price, why not? He's got really good physicality, and I like how he plays on the ball too. Let's see. Lavia. Yeah, his defensive stats are decent, I suppose. Yeah, Bella Kotchap is a good player too. By the way, I have to say, that there are a lot of players that Radnik recommended, right? And two of the players that he recommended, two Argentinians he recommended that United go sign in that January when he came to the club, or just right after he came to the club, were Enzo Fernandez and Julian Alvarez. They were both available for about 30 million combined. And right now, Enzo Fernandez just went to Chelsea for 120, and Julian Alvarez, I think, was what? No, never mind. Actually, Enzo Fernandez was the summer before that, and that was, I thought he would be a good signing. I think someone I know also mentioned that he'd be good signing. But yeah, Ranić had some good shouts. Let's just say that. And too bad we kicked him out the door and slammed the door shut behind him. Benacer is a good shout. Nikhil. He's a good player. I think he's Algerian, or is he Moroccan? He's Algerian. Yeah, he's a good shout. Good profile of player. Got good, decent progressive passing. Good tackle numbers. Decent shot creating actions. He'd be good as an 8. How tall is he? 5'8.5". It's a little weak for the Premier League, but you know, we've seen that not matter before. Let's see, what's his contract like? He signed a new contract this year. He signed a new contract a few months ago, so I would stay away from this guy because Milan will probably want 80 million or something crazy for him. I don't think we should go for Benacer. But what do you guys think about this game, though? Let's get to predictions. The game's about to kick off in 7 minutes. We're going to talk through some tactical stuff. I might be a little bit quieter than I was last time on stream because I actually want to pay attention to what's going on and then break it down for you on the tactical board. What do you guys think? Predictions for the game? Release cost of 50 million. Rishi says 2-0 is a good shout. Chinmoy says 3-1 to United. Fire Whiskey says 2-1 or draw. Are you saying 2-1 to Forest? 4-0, 2-1 to United. Okay, so people are confident that we can get the win. 3-0 to United. So what I am worried about is that Brennan Johnson, Awani, and Gibbs White, right? Their front three are all very pacey, and they can all give Lindelof and Maguire a big trouble. So, we're probably gonna have more possession, and we're probably gonna try to hold a high line, or reasonably as high as you can hold with someone like Maguire. And I'm worried about us getting beat on the break. And we know that Maguire has no mobility. We know he struggles with any sort of pressure on him in possession. So if they try to press us, or if they try to counterattack us, which probably both are going to happen, we're definitely likely to concede a goal. So I can definitely see Forest scoring 1 or 2. So if we want to win this game, we have to target scoring at least 2 goals, if not 3. Whiskey says we're just going to sit back this game. Maybe you're right. All right, 5 minutes to kick off. Two 2-1 is likely. I have to say, what do you guys think about the injuries? Like, we have obviously had Martinez, Varane, both out for the season. Rashford, not sure how long he'll be out. Shaw, we were expecting to be back today, but he's not. McTominay's apparently injured. Malasia's picked up an injury. How do you guys feel about the injuries? Hardeladin Samuel. My guy, that's the sickest name I've seen all week. Am I saying that correctly? 3-man defending. Yeah, so if it's going to be 3-man defending, I've talked about this many times. Wan-Bissaka is not the guy to drop into the back line. It's going to be Dalot in the back line. Wan-Bissaka always gets forward more. Ten Hag trusts Wan-Bissaka more in the midfield than he does in the defensive line, especially on the ball. And obviously, defending-wise, there's nobody better than Wan-Bissaka. Yeah, big game for Antony and Sancho. I agree with that. Rishi Malacia is injured, apparently. Someone said he has a knee issue. That's why he's not playing. I initially thought it was as punishment for, basically creating the panic that led to the 2 goals against Sevilla. Or perhaps, he wanted to try out Dalot at left back and then play the same team against Sevilla. The other thing I am worried about is they have Keylor Navas in goal. He's a good goalkeeper. So unless it's Martial or Sabitzer or Bruno taking our chances, do we feel like Antony and Sancho are clinical enough to beat Keylor Navas? Wait, is it Eriksen playing? Someone said, bro, Eriksen, not Sabitzer. Oh, I'm just getting the starting lineup now. Oh, damn. That's sucks. I was looking forward to Sabitzer playing. Arpit, I am not a Chelsea supporter. I think it's more, I guess if you want to call it a crime of opportunity, because, look, I've always wanted to have a sort of football channel, not just Man United channel. Obviously, I am a Man United fan, and I watch all of their games, so it happens to be that I analyze every single Man United game. but I started making Chelsea videos because genuinely, from the feedback that I saw, I felt like there weren't enough people covering Chelsea games, and there's nobody doing tactical analysis of Chelsea games. And Chelsea is such an interesting club this season, because you guys have had change in ownership, change in management 3 times, change in players about 1,000 times. So there's a lot of interesting stuff to analyze as an analyst or as someone who enjoys the game. So that's purely why I cover so many Chelsea games. And I feel like people are enjoying it, so I keep doing it because, I want this to be a football channel. And if Chelsea stop being so interesting, then maybe I'll start covering, other teams. And that's definitely what I want to do because we're trying to cover UCL games and things like that as well. I was going to cover the Bayern and Man City game this week, but obviously other commitments came up. As you may or may not know, I'm not doing this full time yet, so it's difficult for me to cover every game. All right, so the game's about to start. Let me just make sure I can have the timer ready for you guys. All right, game just kicked off. All right, so I think the timer on screen is 1 second behind the game time. So I apologize if you guys are thrown off by that, but I have basically the game on my screen is a second ahead of the timer. So I hope you can deal with that. Oh, chance for Sancho. Yeah, I got a legit stream this time, Rishi. Not trying to work with any dark arts. Ooh. Oh, man. Sancho's got to do better with that. What is he doing? Surely you got to put that into the air, dude. When you got that many players on the line, you have to lift the ball up into the air. Come on, man. And the sad part is that could be the only chance we see for the rest of the game. I mean, I'm an optimist. I think you guys know that watching my videos, but what the hell was that? Okay, so looks like we're splitting our center backs. Lindelof and Maguire on both sides. By the way, low-key, I've seen this before. De Gea has been stepping out as the third center back for us like this. I don't know if any of you guys have been paying attention to this, but this has been happening a lot more. And I'm pretty impressed by De Gea this season, I have to say. I feel like he's, Ten Hag has just grabbed him by the collar and said, you can do this. Oh, you're right. Maguire is on the right. I did get that wrong. Let me just correct that. Oh. Is that yellow card for Maguire? What? What is wrong with this guy, dude? What is he doing? Oh my god. I think he's auditioning for the WWE, guys. What is he doing? That was a suplex. fewest appearances in his lifetime since he was 18 for Maguire. That's shocking for many reasons, but primarily because how the hell did he manage to play more than how many games he's played this season for his entire life? Yeah, he is a torture. I agree. Where for Maguire to go, and I feel like I heard Goldbridge say this on the United Stand, that he might just stay, right? Because he's got a contract. What is Maguire doing? Dude. He's like making simple situations difficult. Did you guys just see that? My goodness. On a personal level, though, I feel really bad for him. By the way, apologies about my cat in the background. She's very upset that Maguire is playing today. Oh, my God. Yeah, on a personal level, I do feel bad for him because, he's the circus clown of United. I feel like he's officially taken over the crown from Phil Jones. Oh, my God. Is the hair down? All right, so looks like Johnson's playing off the right, Awoniyi's playing off the middle, and Gibbs White's playing off the left. Is that the shape that I see right now? Let's see. That's kind of the shape I'm seeing in possession for Forest. Oh, nice cross for Sancho. Oh, shot from Dallo. Yeah, Dallo should do better. Dallo's actually shooting is very underrated, I feel like. So it's nice to see him at left back because he can cut inside and have that natural shooting angle, right? Because usually when he plays at right back, he's got to shoot across goal, and that doesn't necessarily give him that many options. Giblix, how you doing, man? Nice to see you in the stream again. One of the OGs for the first stream. Oh yeah, Jack Butland is warming up. Is he like, does anybody remember playing Butland in FIFA 17 or 18? He's like the best keeper in that game. Yeah, so like I said before, guys, Wan-Bissaka's the one who's getting forward and Dallo's staying in the back line. So we're playing that, I want to say 2-4-1-3 type of game. Eriksson plays it out to Bruno. Oh, dude. Crazy cross. Okay, so we have Forrester kind of playing a 5-back in defense. So I'm going to set their team up like this. You have Anthony right on this guy. Sancho over here. Martial through the middle. And I'll explain Martial's runs, by the way, in a second, because we just saw something very nice from him. Cleared out on the counterattack. Ooh, what a tackle by Wan-Bissaka, dude. What a tackle. By the way, how much of a boss man is Wan-Bissaka? Because he has no expressions. Just put in a sick tackle. Just gets up chewing his gum. Like, yeah. Another Tuesday, All right. Throw in from Forrest. I'm going to set this up on the screen in a second, guys. Just want to make sure I don't miss anything here. All right, Dallo's got that covered. So we got Dallo playing more in the back line, and Wan-Bissaka is the one who's actually stepping into midfield. And I've explained this many times on the channel before. I don't think Ten Hag trusts Wan-Bissaka on the ball as much in terms of the build-up play, right? Because when you're playing in the back line, you need to be very assured in terms of playing those passes. Actually, Dallo's playing centrally right now. He's playing in CDM. So you have Dallo playing somewhere over here, and Eriksen's the one dropping out to the left. So very interesting. I think he's using Bruno and Eriksen as sort of the eights in this game. I have to see where Casemiro's playing because Dallo's definitely in the center. But let me set this team up. Got De Gea over here. Oops. There we go. Yeah, Eriksen and Bruno drifting wide. Very interesting because I feel like with Eriksen out of the team, Bruno had to do all of the ball progression. He had to be the guy who drops deep, drops wide to put the ball into the box, to be the sort of assured person on the ball, right? And now with Eriksen there, they're both drifting out wide and they're both able to drop deep, which is giving a lot more flexibility. And if you remember, when Eriksen used to play before he got scissor tackled by Andy Carroll, we used to see Casemiro running into the box a lot more, right? Fire Whiskey, sorry. What did I say? Did I say something wrong? But I definitely feel like with Fernandez and Eriksen both dropping deep, we have a lot more freedom for Casemiro to get into the box. And it'll be interesting to see that. See, we have Dallo playing next to Casemiro almost as a double pivot. Now he's dropping back to the left-hand side. I think as a team, guys, we're still struggling with keeping the ball. I would love to see United play fewer long balls because I feel like every time we do that, there's a lower chance that we maintain the ball. You don't see City just constantly playing long balls into their front line. Interesting. So Dallo's making this move next to Casemiro in midfield, and then you have these two at the back with one of Eriksen or Fernandez dropping into the back line. And so we're kind of playing this like 3-2-2-3 in possession. And I'm seeing Bruno and Eriksen everywhere, man. It's actually hard to track them because look, they're both in the opponent's third right now. By the way, it's really nice to see Eriksen on the pitch. I still maintain that even with Sabitzer playing well, the ideal midfield for Ten Hag, what the hell is Maguire doing? The ideal midfield for Ten Hag includes Eriksen in there. And obviously Casemiro and Bruno because he just provides that control. He can play in the back line. He can play in the midfield. He can play at the edge of the box. And Sabitzer, as good as he is, he can't really play in the midfield that much. He can't really build out from the back. He's more of a final third number 10. But I have to say, man, Martial is just another level. His movement off the ball is so underrated, and people like to focus on his expression and him looking like he doesn't give an F, right? But this guy is constantly, he drops deep into this area, and he's pulling one of McKenna or Niakate or Felipe with him, which is creating this room in the back over here. And so I would love to see Anthony or Sancho capitalizing on this by making those runs inside. And then I'm okay with those long balls being played, but I feel like Sancho doesn't have the physicality to take down a long ball. Maybe Anthony can do it. We're really missing Rashford in this game, by the way. If Rashford is off the left, he would be perfect to make those runs over here. Yeah, there's like 3 players on Martial every time, man. So we need to be more intelligent about the other players making runs into the pockets where Martial vacates. What is Anthony doing, bro? Can he stop doing what is this? The right trigger shot, right? The finesse shot. Like, Anthony's gotta just pull one across to the near post sometimes, dude. Like, switch it up a little bit. I don't even, like, okay, you don't even have to keep going on your right foot all the time. Just on your left foot, shoot it somewhere else. Why does it always have to be a finesse shot to the top corner? Let me just check some of the comments. By the way, let me know where you guys are watching from. Fire Whiskey, I'm not sure if you were there last time, but love to know where you're from. Giblix, I know you're from the Netherlands. CFC Enzo, where are you watching from? Thomas Gacheru, Sabitzer would have had a good game here making his runs. Yeah, absolutely. And I was looking forward to that chemistry between Sabitzer and Martial as well, because I feel like it's very important for us to build some chemistry with the number of players that we have out. De Gea comes out for the ball. Okay. And Niakate goes for the shot. Emil is from Denmark. Abhimanyu is from India. That's awesome, man. I'm from Toronto, by the way, in case you guys are wondering. I think Rishi's watching from India as well. Oh! Shot from Bruno. Oh, it's a foul in the box. Fire Whiskey watching from India. Thomas watching from Nairobi. That's awesome. Yeah, it's a shame that United has fans all throughout the world. We're such a big club, but we're owned by the Glazers, and we're just run into the ground over the last 17 years, man. It just makes me sad, because I know how it feels as a United fan to watch United underperform, right? Do worse than their potential dictates, and then just ruins your whole weekend, right? Like, if if you have a date night or you have a movie to catch after the game, you just don't want to do anything. It just ruins your day, and that's how much this club means to us, and that's how much history this club has. And we have the bloody Glazers, taking the piss all over the club. And can you imagine how much better Ten Hag could have done this season if they got him a striker who was the caliber of Martial and could stay fit, right? Imagine we got Gakpo. Sorry, I keep saying Hakpo. Ooh, is there a shout for handball there? Yeah, Thomas Cachero. I agree. Especially if you don't have a midweek game. Like after that Liverpool game, I was out, man. I was so upset. And look at Liverpool now. Like they're celebrating. Oh wait, is there handball on Maguire? Ouch. More phlegm in that G of Gakpo? Like, is that what we're talking about? Let me just catch where everyone else is watching from. We have Ruben from Singapore. We have ASD from Boston, Massachusetts. George, where are you watching from? Also, Fire Whiskey, which part of India are you from? Wait, is that the phlegm in your G as well, Giblix? Is it Giblix? I can't even say it. After the Liverpool game, you had to uninstall Twitter? Yeah. I feel you, man. Honestly, guys, what is Sancho doing on the pitch? Like, every time... I don't know if you guys have seen this, but Sancho, every time he picks up the ball in somewhere here, he'll get to around the edge of the box, and then he'll cut across, right? And, okay, we might have a Fernandez or an Eriksson or a Dallo overlapping him on the left-hand side. But it's too predictable, man. I want to see you go out on the outside and try to cross the ball in. You need to mix it up, and I need to see some of those skills that you showed at Dortmund, right? Some of that composure. I don't see any of that from this guy. Again, just run straight into the defender. Oh! Oh. What is Anthony doing? Okay, Anthony's trying to wait for the cutback, I guess. That was a close one. Offside. Yeah, it is insane how many big chances we get. Actually, speaking of big chances, let's look at the stats real quick. By the way, like I mentioned last time, momentum graph is very interesting, and this is not a good look right now because for how bad Forest are this season, they shouldn't be having this much momentum in the game. Interesting. Out of possession, I see Bruno and Eriksson furthest forward and Casemiro very much sitting deep. So we're playing like a 4-1-2-3 out of possession. But let's look at the stats like I mentioned. My God, look at the injury list for Forest. Holy. I mean, we have a pretty big one too, but I didn't think they would have. Dean Henderson's out too. Interesting. Yeah, we got both teams have one big chance and one big chance missed. We have 69% possession, Kappa. 4 shots. Not enough XG created from those 4 shots though. So I would like to see. Oh. Man, Maguire just makes me nervous. It is decent. It was a decent tackle, but it just makes me nervous. Every time he goes near the ball, I'm like, what is he gonna do? Hendrix, I forget where you were watching from. Let me scroll up and see if I can. Netherlands, okay. All right, fair enough. Tor Mamen, where are you watching from, my friend? And also Everestus Ugochukwu. Hope I'm saying that correctly. Oh my god. Back post. Yeah, we're looking very like hella shaky, guys. I mean, I'm not feeling too confident about this one. Oh, nice pass from Bruno, dude, under pressure. Ooh. I'm really liking how Ericsson and Bruno are linking up. Like they're basically both playing the same role of sort of going anywhere on the pitch. That's a foul on Martial, dude. How's that not a foul? Okay, the chance for Forrest came off that guy's arm. Oh, Maguire actually has a 7.3. Interesting. One tackle, 4 clearances, 4 recoveries, 1 dribble. Okay. Yeah, but going back to this, what I'm seeing in possession is that both. Let me put Martial back here for a second. What I'm seeing is that both Fernandez and Ericsson are in advanced positions, right? And we have Wan-Bissaka playing slightly wider, and both Fernandez and Ericsson are kind of here. And they're both given a free role to sort of roam around across the front line wherever they want. And quite often they're finding themselves in positions out wide, which means there should be more room for Anthony, Sancho, Martial to make runs off the ball, right? And this is why someone like Sabitzer would be super interesting in a game like this, because he would have had a lot more room to make runs if he was playing with Ericsson and Fernandez, which I don't know how that would work. Maybe if we have a game where there's no Casemiro and nobody else is available, we play those guys. Ooh, nice ball by Martial. Ooh. Yeah, so there's a lot of fluidity that Dallo at left back is actually offering a lot of fluidity, because if he steps into midfield, you have one of Ericsson or Fernandez covering for him in the back line. And if when he's in the back line trying to build up the play, you have a lot more room for Fernandez and Ericsson. So definitely an interesting shot. Decent cross from Bruno. Ooh. Casemiro goes for the left foot volley. I like that. Everestus, where are you watching from, mate? You never mentioned. And Fire Whiskey, did you share where in India you're watching from? Emil says, how long is Rashford out for? I'm not really sure. Does anyone else know? Do we have an exact number of games? Let's see. Rashford, strain injury, late April 2023. So just a couple more weeks, looks like. That's not too bad. Fire Whiskey's watching from Bangalore. Very cool, man. My parents are actually from Mangalore, and I speak Konkani. I don't know if you are familiar with that, but I know there's a lot of Konkani-speaking people in Mangalore as well. So super cool. Yeah, Varane too. Oh, you understand it, but the Goan kind? Yeah, it's not the... I don't speak the Goan kind. I can also loosely understand the Goan kind. Varane is also late April. Oh, looks like Garnacho's going to be back in a few days. That's what it says here. Let's check this out. Garnacho. $34 days. So this is just counting till up to now. Okay. Ooh. Hugo Anton, welcome to the stream. I don't know if you've been watching for a while, but welcome to the chat at least. Where are you watching from, my friend? Ending of the season is definitely going to be tense with all these injuries. And I feel like, look, on the one hand, Ten Hag has his hands tied behind his back because what's he going to do, right? Like, he doesn't have a squad. He has to try to win every game. He has to instill that mentality of winning every game into this team, which we haven't had for many, many seasons, right? We've been excuse FC. You know, we've had too many games. The travel time has been too short. And Mourinho, Oli, even Ranić, everyone was coming up with excuses. And the thing that Ten Hag has done is cut out the excuses. He said, we're going to deal with every situation that we come across. And, you know, we're going to make it a successful season. So I appreciate that from him. But at the same time, Varane, Martinez, Bruno, Casemiro, Rashford, all of these guys have played almost every single game. And I don't think... Oh! Goal! Let's go! Anthony! Woo! Let's go! That should have been a goal for Martial, by the way. Yes. Big goal for us. Did you guys see that pass from Bruno? My goodness, dude. This guy is a gem. I mean, I can't get tired enough of praising Bruno because the things this guy does, right? The weight of pass, the angle of pass. My goodness. Look at that pass. Left-footed pass straight into Martial's path. Martial doesn't even have to take a touch. Wow, first time left-footed pass, dude. This guy is another level. And good on Anthony, by the way, to be in that position. That does require good attack positioning. He shows endeavor to get there ahead of Lodi, who's not slow, by the way. Bruno, man, I made that video a few weeks ago about why he's our player of the year, and I feel like people didn't appreciate it, right? I feel like people were not really happy with me saying that, but who else is our player of the year? Who's more important to our team? Tell me, please, because I know Casemiro's come in with like 5 Champions Leagues. He's definitely a world-class player, and we've not had a CDM for a while, but there have been games we've won when Casemiro has been suspended, and all of those games are where Bruno has had good games. So, like, Bruno is the man, dude. He should have an assist for that goal, too. Dude, Rashford has been good. Emil, I don't disagree with you. I'm not saying every other player is crap just because Bruno's our player of the season, but Rashford doesn't score the goals that he does if Bruno isn't making the team tick, right? Like, we look dead in the water. We look like a schoolboy team, like a Sunday league team when Bruno's not on the pitch. And that's what happened against Sevilla as well. He's our most important player. Casemiro gives the ball away again. Oh, dude. He gives the ball away and then gets a difficult pass from Eriksson, and then he just bodies the defender with his hand. And oh my god, Casemiro, dude. Like, I know I just said Bruno's our MVP, but Casemiro's been very, very important to this team. Like, I would say like second most important, and Rashford's probably the third most important. And I know it sounds weird to put our top goal scorer as the third most important player, but if you watch every game for United, you'll know that what I'm saying is the truth. Without Casemiro and Bruno, our team would just not function, and Rashford couldn't be able to do the things that he's doing. Nice run from Sancho, by the way. Oh. Dude, Eriksson's passing is so elite. Like, he's just, it's like butter. It's so nice. Yeah, Dallo at left back is looking nice, Jay. Let me read some of the other comments as well. People are agreeing about Bruno being our man of the match. Great desire for Martial to win the ball back as well. I agree. George says, I don't know what will become of this team without Bruno. Agree with that as well. Hugo also thinks he's MVP. His grit affects the whole team. I agree. Bruno is desperate to win and desperate to not lose. And I don't see that level of desperation from too many other players. I think Casemiro has it. I think Rashford has it on his day, and sometimes he looks like he's not bothered, but he's definitely getting better with it. I see that with Martinez. I see that with Varane. I see that with Dallo as well. I see it with Wan-Bissaka, although he doesn't express it as much. So I think Ten Hag has definitely brought in that mentality, man. Like, okay, if you really want to talk about an MVP of the season, it has to be Ten Hag, right? But if we're talking about players, it's Bruno. But Ten Hag has just got that, that we're not going to let anybody beat us no matter what. By the way, what do you guys think about Newcastle getting battered 3-0 by Villa? Yeah, Rishi, how did Champions League winning goalkeeper for Real Madrid end up at Nottingham Forest? Right, there's many questionable decisions made by players and the team to sign all these players. Even Felipe, right, the center back, he's from Atletico Madrid as well. Number 38. Giblix, it was a goal by Anthony. It was a save by Keylor Navas from a Martial shot that got deflected, and then Anthony got onto the second ball inside the box. Yeah, Hugo has summarized it pretty well. Fab John, I disagree. This is the perfect opportunity for us to win this game, because when your competitors for the top 4 spots lose, that's when you want to capitalize and get that lead, because we have some tough games coming up in the rest of the season, man. Here, let me just see. So we have Chelsea, Tottenham, Villa, Brighton, West Ham, Wolves, Bournemouth, and Fulham, right? I would say the game against Tottenham, Villa, Brighton, and Chelsea, all 4 of those are difficult games, because yes, Chelsea have been bad, but it's only a matter of time before they figure out how to finish and have put in a good game, right? Even a broken clock is right twice. So, Chelsea could turn it up against us, and we could end up losing that game. We know Brighton are a tough team to play, because we've already lost to them. and we're playing Brighton away from home. And we also have Villa at home, who just spanked Newcastle 3-0, and Tottenham on their day can beat us. So this is a very important game for us to win. Rishi, I talked about this at the start of the stream. Yes. I think Arsenal bottled the title today, because if we look at Arsenal's games as well, in case you guys are interested, by the way, Arsenal have to play Southampton, Man City, Chelsea, Newcastle, Brighton, Forest, and Wolves. Okay, Forest and Wolves, they can probably win. Brighton's a very tough game. Newcastle's a tough game at Newcastle. Chelsea, again, slippery, banana skin type game, because who knows when they can turn it on. So they pretty much have to win at City and hope that, maybe City drop points at some point, right? In some other game as well. So that game at the Etihad just became a very, very important one for Arsenal. And had they won today and maybe also beaten Liverpool, they would have been in a situation where, they can afford to lose at the Etihad, so to speak. But yeah, Sancho is definitely having a difficult time, man. Sancho is one to watch. I am not happy with this guy. We need more from him, man. I feel like his decision making is the problem, because okay, he's not a winger who has that pace to beat a man, but look at Bruno when he plays on the wing. Bruno doesn't have the pace either, but Bruno has the decision making, the understanding of time and space. So he always finds himself in space and he plays the right pass, and then he gets into a better position. I feel like Sancho isn't doing enough of that. Yeah, Giblix, good point. Like, even in the last game, I saw Sancho like slamming the ground every time he lost the ball and things like that. And I feel like he is trying too hard. I think there's no doubt in my mind that he knows he's under pressure, and that might be part of the problem. So either way, he's the one who has to figure it out, right? We can all sit here and speculate what the problem is. He's the one who has to start producing on the pitch. Nice ball by Casemiro to Bruno. I feel like there's not that much of a threat from Forest today, and most of the time we're happy playing with two defenders at the back, especially in possession. And that's how I see the team set up in the 2-3-2-3, with occasionally us going back to a 3-2-2-3. So it's very interesting how the team dynamic changes with someone like Eriksen inside in the team, right? Eriksen and Bruno both being on the pitch is making a big difference for us. Ooh. By the way, I have a question for you guys. I think Rishi asked this in the chat a little while earlier. Do you think if Southampton get relegated, who would you like to sign from Southampton? Is there a player in your mind that's like, this guy, let's go get him? And what about the other teams too? Like, let's look at the relegation standings, actually. We have Leicester, Forest, and Southampton that are in the bottom three right now. If Leicester get relegated, I mean, do you guys want to go sign Maddison? Is that something that we want to do? Let's see. Let's see what Maddison has on his contract. Maddison. Nine goals and 6 assists in 24 appearances this season for a crap Leicester team. He has 1 year left on his contract. I think we should go get Maddison, dude. I think Maddison's a good shot from Leicester. I mean, he might cost 35-40 million, but I think it's worth it for him. He's definitely a proven player. Tielemans is out of contract in the summer, so he's a good shot as well. Oh my god. What has Dallo just done? What has Dallo just done? Oh my god. What has he just done, dude? That was like an assist. He's trying to be Bruno for the other team. I think Madison can also play as an 8, but we also know that Bruno can play as the 8. So Madison is definitely, like, he's a high quality player, proven Premier League player, set piece taker. I think he has that mettle about him. I've always liked James Madison, by the way. And I thought Southgate made a big mistake by not playing Madison in the World Cup, because giving Foden that many minutes was useless. Foden is a system player. He needs to. He's kind of like Sabitzer. He makes more of those off the ball runs to get into good positions. But Madison is more of that player who gets on the ball and can distribute. He can build out from the back as well. If we're talking Madison versus Tielemans, this might be a hot take, but I would go with Madison. Mount, I feel like Madison's better than Mount, dude. Again, might be an underrated take, but you have to realize Mount's been playing in a much, much better team for the last few years. So for him to have more goals or assists, I don't know if that's even the case. Mount is going to look better in a better team, whereas Madison's been doing it in a shit team. So I feel like Madison's the one to go for. Oh! What a cross from Eriksen. Again, we see Sancho kind of inverting onto this side, and then Eriksen's putting in the early cross from this area here. Yeah, Sancho's inside the box, at the edge of the box here. He puts in a nice cross for Bruno. And Bruno's found himself inside the box. Dude, I'm actually really liking how we're attacking. Like, I'm a big fan of Eriksen and Bruno in the same team, and that was very close from going in. Yeah, but Bruno can play as the 8, Rishi, and also Madison does take care of the ball really well in that 10 role. Anyways, maybe it's a hot take coming fresh off the press, but I would like Madison. I'd go for Tielemans as well. Tielemans is a good player, but I have a sense that maybe Tielemans goes to someone like a PSG because they can give him a bigger contract. So let's see what happens. All right, halftime. All right, so halftime. What did you guys think about that half? I know Tielemans wanted Arsenal in January, but I feel like when you have an offer coming in from someone like PSG and Ligue 1 is, much easier time. You could go get more goals and assists there, play with the best players, and just focus on the Champions League. I feel like I don't know why he would say no to that necessarily. So how do you guys feel about that first half, by the way? Did you think we played well? Who was your man of the match from that first half? Yeah, Tom play games. I agree. PSG have been bottling it for a long, long time. And yeah, PSG have been bottling it in the Champions League, especially for a long time. But, so have Man City. Would you not want to go play for Man City? I think you would. So, especially on a free contract. If United are offering you 200,000 to come play for us, and then PSG double that, give you 400 because you're on a free, would anyone say no to that? Would anyone in the chat say no to 10 million pounds more per year? I don't think so. Emil says he was impressed with Lindelof. Very interesting. I honestly didn't pay attention to Lindelof too much, but I didn't see anything wrong from him, and Maguire was the only one that stood out from the back line. So, good point. I think Lindelof had a decent half. I thought that Sancho chance, man, they're just showing that Sancho chance from the first half. My goodness, how does he miss that? Why would you go with a driven shot? Just lift it into the top corner, man. Yeah, by the way, before the second half starts, guys, I'm going to take probably a few minutes break. Just go get some water, maybe make a coffee, go to the washroom, stretch out a bit. So I hope that's okay with you guys, because last time I did the stream, I was on stream for 2.5 hours, and that was just way too tiring. I'm not a seasoned veteran like Mark Goldbridge, who's been doing live streams for 20 years. Ericsson and Bruno were class, says Vivek. Thomas Kacheru says, will Glazer sell? That's a big question. A lot hinges on this. Yeah, I mean, Glazers... Sorry, just watching some of the chances back. I think the Glazers are going to sell. I think By the way, Giblix, I think you missed the goal. They just showed the goal right now. It's an amazing pass from Bruno, by the way. Bruno, I can't sing enough praises of this guy, man. I feel like he plays the game the right way. Yes, he, complains and puts his hands up in the air sometimes, but what you're going to expect every player to do everything the way you want them to do it? Like, he's giving us 99% of everything we want. 1% is his petulance that we got to deal with. I mean, I don't see the problem, right? And seriously, Gary Neville, Roy Keane, you guys can just go do one, because you're constantly putting the spotlight on this guy for something he doesn't even do. It's clear for every single fan to see that Bruno does everything he can to help this club win, right? Including staying as the captain of the team in a 7-0 defeat on the pitch till the end, right? There's no way he has to be subbed off. So yeah, my cat's going crazy right now. All right, let me see how this works. Okay, so I'm gonna take a quick break for a few minutes and be right back. And here, let me see if I can. There we go. Talk through the stats, guys. Maybe Rishi or Giblix, you guys can keep the chat going for about a few minutes, and I'll be right back. Yo, yo, yo. I'm back. What did I miss? All right. Cool. I'm not complaining in any ways, but this is my second live stream, and in the first one, I realized just talking for 2.5 hours, that is tiring. I've never had that, never really experienced that before doing a live stream. What did I get for you? Some semi-bad breath because I had to eat breakfast really quickly. I just made myself a slice of toast. I am at home, Hitesh. But do you mean like geography-wise? All right, what did I miss? Everestus says, Roy Keane is praising Bruno now when he's had a bad game. You are criticizing inconsistent. I agree. After the goal, we had a lot more lengthier periods of control. Let's hope we keep that going in the second half. Agreed. Casemiro's been good. Rishi's offering his thoughts on Kane. We can have the Kane discussion, guys, okay? Because I think this is a bit of a hot topic. I've obviously covered him in a video recently. Let's talk about Hitesh. Country is Canada. I'm in Toronto. But let's talk about Kane, right? Because I feel like Harry Kane in some ways is the perfect player for us, right? Because I've talked about how in Antony and Rashford we have two inside forwards who like to shoot more than create for other players around them. And to get the best out of them, you need a striker who's got hold up play, who's got strength, who can drop deep and link up play, and who has the vision to find these guys in behind. Harry Kane fits all those boxes. Problem with him is his age and the price we'll have to pay for him. Even if one of those problems gets solved, even if one of those problems gets solved, right? Obviously, age can't be solved. So if we can get him for a decent price, if you were saying we can get Harry Kane for 50 million, 60 million, fine. Let's go get him. We'll get maybe 3 years out of him. He could be that. He could have that same effect as a Van Persie on us, right? A game hasn't started for me yet. Am I behind or something? No, I don't think so. But let me see if I can time the start time perfectly. Okay, there we go. Game has started now. Again, I might be a second behind. Let's hope not. Boom. Bang on the dot. Take that, Premier League. No, so I think that's just a streaming delay, by the way. You're seeing, I think, 5 or 7 seconds of delay, and that's a YouTube thing. So where I'm watching from, I'm perfectly on time with the game. It's just a YouTube thing. Okay, so do we have any substitutions at halftime? No, doesn't look like it. There, let's see the initial shape here. Oh, that's interesting. It's Wan-Bissaka's 100th game for Manchester United in the Premier League, apparently. Very cool. Happy for the guy. Hopefully we can cap it off with a win. Handball. Okay. No handball. Anthony just smacked it into that dude's face. Nice tackle by Dallo, by the way. Guys, look at Martial. Look at where he is. He's on the left wing. Let me see Veghorst do that. Good covering by Lindelof. What subs would I make? Honestly, no subs right now. I think Sancho probably still needs 15-20 minutes more. And at some point, I would bring on Pellistri. I don't want to see Elanga again. I don't want to see Veghorst again. I don't want to see Bruno taken off again. None of that crap. Just make one change. Take off Sancho for Pellistri. No, I wouldn't be taking off Martial or Anthony, bro. I think, okay, Martial is a different scenario because of his fitness issues. Maybe he needs to be taken off, but I wouldn't be taking off Anthony. Play 90 minutes. We need to win this game. Let's not get overconfident and start thinking about Sevilla. Because we can still concede 2 goals, especially with this defense. All right, let me put this back to the starting shape that we saw. And the reason why Sancho's in red over here is because, for those of you that are just joining, is because he needs to perform. I want to see a goal or an assist from Sancho, and that's not too high an expectation. When was the last time he got an assist for us? Let me see. Sancho. He got an assist versus Everton. And then you have to go all the way back to Leicester in February for a goal contribution. Oh! Nice cross from Sancho. Oh, there we go. Do you guys see that elastico from Anthony? Nice skill. Yeah, that Anthony elastico was very nice. Let's see Roy Keane, Gary Neville all flipping tables because he tried a skill move. Oh! What a shot. Yeah, Wan-Bissaka has improved a lot this season. Guaranteed he has taken leaps and bounds in terms of his quality. Yeah, I'm really happy for Wan-Bissaka too because he's one of those players that doesn't complain. Right? You just have the sense that he shows up to training, he puts in his work, goes home, whether he's on the bench or on the team, he doesn't seem too fussed about it. And I like that from a player. You know, I like someone who just puts his head down and does the work. Again, we see Wan-Bissaka. We see both Wan-Bissaka and Anthony's kind of in this area. Wan-Bissaka's on the inside, and Bruno Fernandes was actually ahead of him. Oh, poor touch from Aoni. Yeah, the 1-2s are pretty good. Antony should learn to cross the ball. I think he should just have more attempts at crosses. I feel like he knows how to cross the ball. He just needs to do it more often. We got Gibbs White. Do you guys see how hard Bruno's working to get back in left back right there? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, this guy, look at how hard he's working to track back there. Decent job from Lindelof to keep Awoniyi off. I think Awoniyi is definitely stronger than Lindelof. Giblick says, can you go back 1 or 2 seasons, analyze Antony and Mazraoui combo and how it can become Antony and Wan-Bissaka? So Mazraoui is a different profile of player, right? Going forward, he might be better than Wan-Bissaka, but he's definitely more assured on the ball, and I know that he can play as center back as well. So they're slightly different players, but I know what you mean. It's a good point. It would be good thing to analyze, but I'll have to see how that can work. Yeah, good point, Thomas. During the Fergie days, you had Darren Fletcher, Park Ji-sung, even the likes of like Anderson and Fabio and what's his brother's name? The Silva fullback brothers. Forget their names. Maybe if Rishi's in the chat, he should know. But we had lots of quiet players. Oh yeah, Rafael and Fabio, correct. There's a short documentary style video about Wan-Bissaka on YouTube. He came across as a hard worker. Yeah, I've seen his. I think I follow him on Instagram, and I've seen some of his like workouts and stuff. He even just his attitude on the pitch. He just always seems like, let's just get on with it. I see something very interesting today, guys. Both Dalot and Wan-Bissaka are playing as CDMs. And I usually see them on these channels over here, but sometimes in possession, what we do is we'll have these guys split a little bit and have Casemiro a bit further forward and one of the fullbacks drop into this role over here. So I think that's very interesting. And obviously Wan-Bissaka is doing that sometimes as well. I want to see another goal, guys. I feel like Casemiro's been quiet today. Wan-Bissaka trying a left-footed shot. Yeah, good point, Giblix. I feel like we've come out with the right attitude in the second half, and I feel like Ten Hag spoke to them at halftime. Oh, I guess I am like a few seconds behind. I don't even know. This is like a legit stream. Let's see. Oh! Oh! Dude. Oh my god. Dude, that shot from Bruno is, my goodness, that's like a FIFA shot. My god. Yeah, you're probably right, Giblix. I mean, if you guys are interested, what you can do is sync your stream time to my stream time, and then we can enjoy it. Wait, is that a handball? Another corner. Yeah, it's kind of like a power shot, but also a finesse shot at the same time. Channeling his inner Valverde. I like that, dude. If you guys are interested, by the way, go check out Valverde's shooting compilation on YouTube. This guy will actually break. He will actually burst. He'll be the first player to burst a football. I'm serious. This guy's shot power is next level. Oh, decent shot from Anthony. Yeah, Rajat, I agree. I'm liking the energy of the team. Samata Bruno, welcome to the stream. Where are you watching from, my friend? Also, Rajat, where are you watching from? I assume you're watching from India. Maybe it's a wrong assumption. But which city are you watching from? I suppose everybody in the chat that I haven't asked before. Oh, Rajat is watching from Singapore. Apologies. Wait, what time is it in Singapore right now? Must be like middle of the night. Mr. Will from Hong Kong as well. Also must be middle of the night, right? Yeah, I agree with that. Abhimanyu, we are knocking on the door for another goal. And really important for us to. It's 12:47. Oh, you're exactly 12 hours ahead of me on the East Coast. From the UK, we need another goal. I agree with that, Peter. Oh, nice. Oh, okay, never mind. Look at Bruno. Bruno's like, I'm watching you, bro. Breda from Southern Netherlands. So all my Dutch fans, did you guys get familiar with the channel after the Kokchu video? Is that how you guys came across the channel? Because I think that video has like 55,000 views or something, and more than 50% of the viewers are from the Netherlands. So I was very surprised that I got that much traction from my Dutch fans. I feel like I'm ruining the game for myself by looking at the chat. Oh, Bruno, man, Bruno. Bruno's like, I'm not gonna play against Sevilla, so let me just play. Wait, what happened to my timer? What the hell? What happened to my timer? Oh, it resets at 60 minutes. All right, guys, I'm sorry. I can't figure out the timer right now. But this is basically started from the 61st minute, right? So this is 60 plus whatever you see on my screen here is where I have it. I apologize. There's not much I can do about it because it's a script I'm using on OBS and it's resets at 60 minutes for some weird reason.
Yeah, trust me, dude. The timer I'm using is based on seconds, so I had to put like 2,700 seconds to start it at the 45th minute, and Casemiro just got blown by in the midfield. I think Casemiro is basically trying to not get sent off again because 3 red cards in one season, that would be a bit much. All right, let me see if I can add some text onto the screen to help you guys with the timer. All right, that's way too big. Calm down, guys. I'm going to change the size. All right, that's the best I can do right now. I know it's very much a band-aid fix, but I hope that makes sense. Oh, Peter says, who can we bring on to make an impact? Palestri. I think Palestri needs to come on the left-hand side. In fact, let me get his shirt number really quickly. 28. Yeah, so I would love to see Palistri come on for Sancho because I feel like he offers some more running in behind. Giblix, I don't want to see Elanga, bro. There's no future for Elanga in this team, and that's just my honest opinion. I'm not, obviously, you're always welcome to have your own opinion about Elanga, but I don't want to see Maguire's on a yellow. He just took someone down, but yeah, I don't want to see Weghorst or Elanga, man. I have PTSD from that Sevilla game still. Maybe you're right. Maybe he does come on and give us... No, Palistri can play off the left. He's a right-footed player. He can play off the left. It's just that he has been playing off the right because we have Rashford in the team, right? Now, with no Rashford and Sancho going off, I think we can play... Yeah, good point. I mean, look, he might bring on Elanga and I'll still support him. But I just have PTSD from that Sevilla game. We do. We are very limited in this team, unfortunately. Yo, this is a tough situation we find ourselves in, man, because we're 1-0 up and they can easily get a goal. De Gea's just given the ball away. Yeah, exactly. Mr. Will. This could easily end 1-1. And let's not forget they are at home, so they do have home crowd. Nice catch by De Gea and nice throw out to Sancho as well. Dude, Sancho, please do something with this possession, man. Bruno false 9. I feel like you don't get the best out of Bruno in false 9, but like he will go play in net if Ten Hag asks him to. So he can definitely play that role. CFC Enzo, yeah, man, I think Sancho's lost his confidence, and I don't know. I feel bad for him for sure, but who is supposed to fix that issue, right? At the end of the day, regardless of what's happened to you, you're in charge of your life, and you have to deal with getting better. There's no, people can try to help you, but it's your effort that makes it happen. Fab John, good question about Martial. I think we have struggled a little bit to be very decisive in the final third, right? I mean, obviously, Bruno had that insane shot. Antony's had a few crosses. The reason why you're not seeing Martial is because he's making those off the ball runs, right? Like I covered it in my last video. Don't like these pink boots. Why is it reminding you of Phil Jones, Peter? Bloody pink boots. By the way, I do think this is a bit of an accumulation of the games and the minutes that our players have played, because I've noticed that we play well for a half or 60 minutes or 70 minutes, and then we go flat in games, right? Unless we're like chasing or something like that. Yeah, we are sitting back, Fire Whiskey. I agree. Anthony's working hard defensively as he usually does. But I have to be honest, like, we haven't had to do much defensively. And the reason why I can say that with confidence is because Casemiro hasn't had to put in a tackle. Like Casemiro, has anyone noticed Casemiro this game? Let's see. Yeah, Casemiro has had 35 touches, 8 passes into the final third, 0 tackles, 4 recoveries. Yeah, he hasn't had to do anything. No, but what I mean is, Giblix, he hasn't had to put in a tackle, right? Because if Forest were consistently attacking us and causing a threat, then Casemiro would have to step in. So I'm not saying he's had a bad game because he hasn't done anything. I'm just saying he hasn't done anything because Forest haven't done anything, right? And I agree with you. I would rather Casemiro have a 6 out of 10 every week because our team is playing so well that he doesn't have to do anything, right? But this might be a game where he actually needs to run into the box a bit more, so we can have a bit more threat inside the box. Wan-Bissaka is playing center midfield. Okay. Casemiro puts the cross. Oh! Oh! Oh, just as I said, Casemiro didn't do anything all game. He goes and puts in that amazing cross. That's what I get for speaking too soon. But I'm seeing a lot of flexibility from our team, man. So if we're going to talk about positives from this game, I'm seeing Casemiro playing on the right wing. I'm seeing Bruno get into the box. I'm seeing Eriksen drop into the back line. I'm seeing Dallo and Wan-Bissaka playing like center midfield. So there's all types of stuffs. All types of stuff happening in this game, and I like it. Looks like Veghorst has come on now. What's his number? 27. Let's just make that change. By the way, did you think? What did you guys think? Did Martial have a good game? Are you happy with what you saw today in the 71 minutes? Ooh. Rajat, good point. Decent game. He got the minutes and he didn't get injured. That's a 8 out of 10 for Martial. Yeah, probably. I mean, I thought he did pretty well. The first goal comes from him. Let's see. He had 2 shots, 1 chance created. He missed a big chance, which was that shot that Anthony converted. Yeah, Martial probably didn't get into the game enough, and that's probably a fair criticism for today. But it's not like we were creating tons and tons of chances for him. That should have been a goal, by the way. What role do you think Weghorst will play? Yeah, we can talk about this. So the problem with Weghorst is that he doesn't have the pace, the first touch, or the dribbling, like close control and dribbling that Martial does. I would say arguably Weghorst is a decent passer, and that's probably the area where he does as well as Martial does. But like right there, like he's running in behind, you can't expect to find him in that situation. Oh! Oh. Yeah, Fire Whiskey. Martial was better in the first. That could have been a tap in, another tap in for us. De Gea puts it out of play. Yeah, but what I mean is Martial is on a different level with the first touch. You know, it's not that Weghorst is bad, but Martial is another level. And his movement, too, in terms of dropping into the pocket. Sorry, we were talking about Weghorst. What Martial can do is he can drop into these pockets and play off the wing. And he's a real threat off the wing, too. So you can't just leave him on the wing. Whereas Weghorst really offers the threat in central areas only, whether it's dropping deep or, getting into the box. And that's the problem with Weghorst. He can drop deep into the central areas as much as he wants. But as soon as he goes out on the wing, like nobody's marking him, right? That's a free defender for the opposition because the best thing he can do is put in a cross, and that's it. And even that, he will struggle to beat a man. Um, oh, okay. Oh my god, I feel like I need to delay the chat for myself because apparently Dallo has scored, but I haven't seen it yet. Oh! Oh! Let's go! What a goal! I like that. I like that celebration. Is he checking his pulse or is that a gun in his hand? What are we talking about? Let's go! Woo! Let's. Wait, I gotta check the. Okay, pulse check. Right? It's definitely not a gun. Why would he do that? Oh, handshake between. Anthony's had a really good game today. Anthony, and that's not just me saying that because he's got a goal and assist. Everything outside of that, I feel like he's at it. He's working hard defensively. He's using his right foot. Very nice pass, dude. Very, very nice pass. I think so. Sneak peek into the tactical analysis. We're going to be talking about Anthony today, boys. I'm very, very impressed by him. He's shown me more strength today. He's shown me more metal, right? He just seems like he finally gets it. You know, you're not here to waste time. You're here to be effective. By the way, Lindelof has looked very assured today. He deserves a lot of credit too. I feel like we're going to get a third goal now. And I don't think this is going to be another Sevilla game. Just by the momentum in the game, we still have Bruno on the pitch. We still have Casemiro there. Dallow's playing well at left back. Wan-Bissaka's playing well. Oh, looks like 17 is being replaced. Oh no, 17's coming on. Sorry. Eriksen's being replaced. Yes, Pastor Fred. Let's put Fred on. 17, Fred. Okay, Fred's coming back on. So now this is interesting, right? How does this change the dynamic of the team? I'm going to guess he plays the Dallo role at left back in terms of getting forward, and we're going to see Dallo a bit further back. So it's either Dallo being sacrificed a bit more defensively, or it's going to be Bruno that takes up that position, and then we might see Fred playing through the middle and Dallo still playing on the right, and then Bruno dropping deeper. So let's see what happens. Looks like at the moment, Bruno's playing more advanced. Oh, nice pass by Casemiro into Weghorst. But he just sits down. Okay. Yeah, that's it. I think the game's over. We got 3 points in the bag. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Matt Underwood, I forget. Did I already ask you where you're watching from? Apologies if I'm asking you guys twice, but it's just nice to know where people are tuning in from. Is that Anthony's first Premier League assist as Rishi? You might be right, actually. Let's look this up. Where is Anthony? Yup, that is his first assist outside of his 3 goals. He's had 1 assist in the FA Cup, and then everything else is in the Dutch stuff for Ajax. First assist. All right. Oh, nice pass from Fred for Sancho. Adebisi Tahir, welcome to the stream. Happy to see some Nigerian United fans in the chat. By the way, Adebisi, do you know who KG is? KG the comedian. I'm a big fan of his. I was on his channel a few days ago. Obviously also a Nigerian British United fan. Watching from the UK currently, but soon back home to the Netherlands. Where are you from in Netherlands? Is it Rotterdam, Amsterdam? Where are you from? Anthony has been good, man. Yeah, Hugo, we do have a bunch of continents here. Abhimanyu, yes, I do have Twitter, but I don't post on there very often. Um, Generally, with the other commitments I have in life and this channel, I don't find enough time to do it justice. But I would love to start doing that. Start posting on Twitter. I don't know if it was you who commented recently on one of my videos saying that I should post some stuff on Twitter to get some more followers that way. You know, stuff that I don't necessarily cover in the videos. And I would very much like to start doing that. So let's see. Oh, did Bruno hit the post again? I'm like 10 seconds behind you guys. Oh, nice shot. Oh, dude, has Bruno changed his boots? Has Bruno actually changed his boots today? Like, what is actually going on? Orange boots, Dutch power. That looks like pink boots though. We literally have two players with the same boots on. What, Niakate and Bruno with the same boots? Yeah, this is looking like a comfortable victory, guys. I am a little bit worried about Malacia though, because does this mean he doesn't get back into the team? Like, does he just play Dallo at left back when Shaw's missing? Obviously, Shaw's our best left back. There's no question about that. Fred, Dallo, and Sancho with the pink as well. Yeah, are they raising awareness for a cause? Like, what's going on with the pink boots? Yeah, Matt Underwood, good point. I was thinking the same thing. When you see Casemiro diving in and you see the ref reaching in the back pocket for something, I will say no more. Dude, Veghorst runs in slow motion, dude. did, did you see what Anthony just did? He's on his ass on the floor and he's trying to like yeah, he's trying to grab him. Oh, dude, that was hilarious. He's such a shithouse, dude. Anthony is just a shithouse. He's like, oh, he reminds me of Jamie Vardy in some ways, because I feel like Vardy's the biggest shithouse, like the crown of shithouse in the Premier League, but Anthony is getting up there. Yeah, it was poor from Sancho. I'll agree with that. I can agree with that. Oh, we see Lingard getting ready. Um, that kid's got a bright future, you know. What is? How does he do it? Is it this? Is that what he does? Sending funny signs to the kids on internet. Yeah, Lingard's got a bright future, guys. What do you think? academy player. He's just come through. Yeah, Mape was class. Was it the crying? Yeah, but Vardy though, man, Vardy's in front of the Palace fans doing the bird celebration. Like, come on, Mape, nobody is anything in front of Vardy. Vardy's the biggest shithouse. In fact, didn't his was it his wife that had an issue with Rooney's wife, or was it Rooney's wife that did something to Vardy's wife? I can't remember exactly. But the game's definitely died down. There's not much tactics to talk about at this point. The howl in front of Wolves fans, is that Vardy as well? I'm not surprised. Yeah. Vardy is the biggest shithouse. Like, that's just what it is. Is that Lodi? Is Emmanuel Dennis? Okay, I thought that was Lodi on Fred. I'm like, dude, don't you guys have the same passport? Guys, who's your man of the match? By the way, we're getting very close to the end here. I might do some player ratings before we end off the stream, so stick around for that. But who's your man of the match right now? Let me hear some names. Andra Bhaskara says Bruno. By the way, nice to see you back here, Andra. You're always a regular commenter and viewer of the videos. I appreciate you. Matthew George says Bruno. Peter says Bruno. Matt Underwood says Anthony. Rajat says Bruno. Giblick says Anthony and Bruno are contestants for the man of the match. Hitesh says Bruno as well. Lindelof close second. Interesting shout. There, you're welcome, guys. I could have done that straight into the mic. Yeah, I would say Lindelof had a solid game, especially because of how worried we were as a fan base about Martinez and Varane missing from our team. But I don't think he's done enough to have man of the match. I would say purely because of how much flack he gets, I might agree more with Anthony, but we'll talk about that as soon as the game ends. So couple more minutes and you'll hear what I have to say about my thoughts on the game. Yeah, Avaristus, I'll share that as soon as the game ends. I'm going to do some player ratings and we'll talk through that. But I think like the usual suspects are definitely Bruno and Anthony, right? Yeah, I don't think that's going into the net necessarily. Like from the angle that I saw, it's kind of going outside, and I think Navas has it covered. But yeah, of course, unfortunate that Wan-Bissaka got the touch. Let's see. Do you guys think we can get a third? Maybe that'd be nice. Does Veghorst need to smile like that? Does Veghorst need to turn around and smile like that? Like, oh, I know what I did. Just look smug. Yes, Andra, I will be analyzing the match for sure. That's a given. The watch along is more of a bonus. More for me to interact with you guys. Yeah, Giblix wants Vout to elbow someone in the nose and then put him out for 3 months. Yeah, we don't need to do anything silly right now because even Veghorst, as much as we dislike the guy, like he's gonna be important for us for the rest of the season. The last thing we need is for him to be out for 3 games and. Dude, Lindelof has been class. His reading of the game has been immaculate today. Lindelof, absolutely class. All right, game over. Important 3 points. We got it done, guys. We got it done. I'm very, very happy. This was necessary for us. We needed this, especially after Newcastle and Tottenham both bottled it. I'm much more confident about getting top 4 now. I feel like we can do this, right? And let's talk about player ratings. You guys have talked about Anthony and Bruno. Looks like FOTMob has them both tied for man of the match. Excuse me. So let me start with the defense, right? I'm going to spend about 20-30 seconds on each player. And I thought De Gea was solid, didn't put a foot wrong. He didn't have any saves to make, so that's always a good game for De Gea if he has nothing to do. I thought Maguire was good, but he still gives me cause for concern. Every time he's on the ball, I'm worried that Maguire's gonna screw something up, right? So he had a decent game. I'm not gonna go crazy about it. 4 passes into the final third. He did what he had to, right? Let's just leave it at that. Lindelof, on the other hand, was very impressed by it. I thought he read the game very well. This wasn't a game where the other team had a lot of pressure on the back line, and so he didn't have to get very physical. But his reading of the game, his passing out from the back was very good. Very happy with Lindelof. I think Lindelof has to be my third sort of player of the match, if you will. Third most important. Dalot also had an insane game. I thought he did very well at left back. He's probably tied with Lindelof for the third most important player. 2 chances created, 2 shots. He had 0.73 XG. That's probably from the goal that he got. 72 touches, 4 passes into the final third. Won both his tackles, won all his ground duels, won half of his aerial duels. I thought Dalot was very solid. Dalot deserves his credit as well. Eriksen and Bruno, I thought these guys ran the game today. If you watched the first half of the tactical watch along, I talked about how both Bruno and Eriksen were basically running the show in the midfield, right? They both had a bit of a free role where, they were dropping deep. They were on the wings. They were making runs into the box. I was very, very impressed with both Eriksen and Bruno. I feel like we haven't had those 2 guys in the team for a long time, and it was just a big relief today to see both of them there. Sancho, poor game. Very poor game, and I'm getting increasingly frustrated with the guy. Look, I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. He's got the right attitude. I think he wants to do well, but it's just not happening right now, man. And I don't know. I'm very frustrated with Sancho. Sorry, just 1 chance created, 2 shots, 0.3 xG, 1 big chance missed, 53 touches, 1 dribble, 3 out of 9 ground duels won. Just not good enough, man. I want to see a lot more from Sancho, and I will be a lot happier if he starts contributing positively to the team, right? You don't need to be scoring or assisting every game, but you need to have more than one dribble completed. You need to create more than one chance. You need to have more than 2 shots if you're the starting left winger. And it's just not happening for him. Martial, again, we didn't really create a lot in the final third. He made some good runs. He was a part of that first goal, which was really important. So I don't have any complaints about Martial. I think given time, he will get acclimated to this team. I'm just happy that he played a lot of minutes. Now, coming to our last 3 players in Casemiro, Bruno, and Antony. I'm going to address Casemiro first quickly. Didn't have a lot to do today. Standard game, solid game. He gave the ball away a couple of times, but I'm not going to ding him for that because he also wins it back and he gives us that defensive security. Bruno and Antony. I'm going to start with Antony. Actually, I'm going to start with Bruno. This guy makes the team run, right? He makes the team tick, and he has an 8.7 from FOTMob here. Didn't get a goal or assist, but he had 5 shots, 6 chances created again. Like, it's disgusting. What this guy can do is disgusting, honestly. He shouldn't be allowed on a football pitch because he's so good. It's unfair to the other team. 6 chances created again today. He had 80% pass accuracy, 3 shots on target, 96 touches, 1 dribble completed, 8 passes into the final third. Okay, he tried his crosses, everything didn't come off. But defensively decent as well, 9 recoveries, 3 out of 4 ground duels won. Bruno was amazing. Fire Whiskey, in terms of Dallo, I think, look, I'm just going off of today. I'm not saying Dallo should be our starting left back moving forward. Today, Dallo did a good job. He was put into a makeshift situation. Yes, he had that mistake that led to the Awoni'i shot, but I thought he gave a good account of himself, and he got that goal as well. So let's not forget, without his goal, we're going into those last few minutes 1-1. So he did well for me. So Antony, of course, I'm so happy for him. He was doing almost everything right today. I didn't think there was a single situation where I thought, oh my God, why are you doing what you're doing, right? I thought, obviously, I'd like to improve. I'd like him to improve on his shooting. I would like him to go for the near post sometimes and drag the shot instead of going to the far post every time. But he did everything well today, and that's as good as I can expect from him. Yes, it is against Forest, which is not a great team. They don't have amazing one-on-one defenders. But at the same time, he's had a difficult first season, so I'm really happy for him. So my man of the match is Antony, but it's only because Bruno has set such a high standard, right? Actually speaking, Bruno was the better player on the pitch today because he made everything happen. He was the one who played that ball into Martial that led to the Antony goal, and Bruno is the real man of the match. But I'm going to give it to Antony because it's very close between the two of them, and this is way above where we normally see Antony's performances at, right? If Antony is normally a 6 out of 10, he was a 8 or 9 out of 10 today. Whereas Bruno, we always see as a 7.5 or 8 out of 10, and he played as an 8.5 or 9 today. So it goes to Antony. Antony was my man of the match. Really happy with this result. Really happy with the win. Really happy that you guys joined me in the watch along and made this an easier watch. I'm genuinely surprised by the amount of knowledge, football knowledge, that United fans have all around the world, and even Chelsea fans that join me in the chat. So thank you guys so much. Look forward to the tactical analysis. It'll probably be a bit later today because I need to take a break and get some other things done. But probably in the next, 7-8 hours, I should have the tactical analysis out. Look forward to seeing a lot of Antony and maybe some of Dallo because, they had good games today, in my opinion. Let's see, what's the next game? I think the next game is Sevilla. It's during the week, though, so I may not be able to cover that. And then we have the FA Cup semifinals. Same time next week on Sunday against Brighton. So that game I'll probably have a watch-along for. And, Sevilla is the next game, but Brighton's the next game that I'll be covering on the watch-along. So looking forward to that. I don't know what's going to happen in the semifinals of the FA Cup. I don't know what's going to happen next week in Sevilla either. Like, Sevilla are a crap team, right? That's why I didn't want to blame Ten Hag for his substitutions. But let's see what happens. Anyways, thank you guys for, chiming in, making this easier for me. See you guys in the watch along. I will throw some shout outs because you guys have made my day by joining me. So look forward to that, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.